reflection of where my mind needs to be and finding just some calm. I am allowing myself to find a bit of that calm, and I challenge you to do the same. I know we just go, go, go all the time, and that's how we can get to overwhelm and burnout. Acknowledge the why in what you're doing and the why things are a priority or so important to you, and make sure that they are in alignment with what you are looking to do and want more of in your life. If they aren't a hell yes, then maybe you should relook at them to make sure that they're a no. And we need to get better at saying no. I know I do. I also need to get better at asking for help. Daily, I'm challenging myself to do that in some way, shape, or form. I've also really been showing up more in different avenues of community and people surrounding me that help fill my bucket also, and different areas that I can learn and up-level myself. That's really fulfilling at the same time. I wanted to share just a little blurb that I found that I had written for, I actually titled it Today's Thoughts. And this was in the midst of COVID. This was on June 3rd, 2020. And I'm going to share it and then I'll talk a little bit on it afterwards. But today's thoughts, diving towards podcast, towards coaching and motivation. I didn't fail. I didn't find my darkest moments, but I kept feeling like something was missing, right? That there was more for me, that I could offer so much more to myself, to my family, to the world, if I dare even state that. Why do we have to wait for failure to decide to change, decide to jump? Now is my time. Passions ahead. Interest lies ahead. What lies ahead? I have no idea. If I don't move forward, I will never know, and likely will always leave myself asking. Again, this is June 3rd, 2020. I decided to finally launch my podcast officially in December of 2020. I was doing little side coachings in groups with a lot of friends for motivation and coaching challenges and such starting around that time. And then finally took the dive into actually coaching for an income in the start of 2023. So now I'm on to a year in doing this. This was obviously something in my heart and on my soul for quite a long time. And this was 2020. It took me 3 years to actually dive towards podcast, towards coaching motivation. It's something that I finally did because I decided to. I remember at that time feeling like I wasn't failing at something. So who was I to be able to come out and lead? Or I don't know if you understand this, but I feel like a lot of times people lead from like a real like dark story or main life shift, and then you compare yourself to those stories and like, well, who am I? Like, look at what they have like overcome and things like that. But we actually also negate how much that we have learned in our life. And I know I do that so much. There's so much history and backstory in me and in all of you listening. We all have a story, and whether we choose to show or talk about all of those avenues is totally up to us. I think my story comes out in little bits and pieces as to how much I actually have seen and felt and grown and learnt through all of my years here on earth. But we can't compare our stories to anyone else. There are stories. And here's the thing. You have all the capabilities in your hands to decide it's your turn. So whatever is on your mind, whatever is in your gut, whatever is in your heart telling you that you are meant for more, that you are meant to do X, Y, and Z, whatever is on your heart, you have the choice. You can make that decision and trust that you know best for yourself. As I said, I don't know what will happen if I don't try, and I will always ask or leave myself asking the what ifs, and I'm not willing to ask myself the what ifs anymore. If you're today just needing to hear this, then I hope this landed on your ears and that I believe in you. You can, if you make the choice to do it for you because you want to, because you know your whys are so strong. just know you're wise in and you will find your way. So make your decision today and take that step. I hope that this helped in any way, shape, or form. And I appreciate you listening to my quick ramble on this Friday. It is finally February, everyone. I don't know if you felt that January was the longest month in the world. We usually spend 10 days to 2 weeks in Maui at the beginning of it, and we didn't this year. And I don't think we will ever not do that again, to be totally honest, because 31 days of January in Vancouver, when I think we had 2 days of snow and the rest rain and like no sunshine, it was a long month. So welcome February. And happy Friday, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today and listening to this ramble. Have a great weekend.